come here once again to Moss Park, as we have many times in the past.
What color?
For reasons, for many reasons, and one of the reasons is to honor and pay respect to our loved ones, and how important it is for us to have that time to do that, and we haven't had that time in this pandemic, and it's been hard to get around, hard to see everybody, and it's starting to change a bit, but we still got to be careful, we still have to be aware, and thank you for being here. Today we got the drum here. That's our heartbeat of our mother, the earth here, and that's the foundation of us here in a circle. That's why I asked you guys to sit in a circle, so we're all together here. We're all in a circle together. I have my brother here, Rick. He's going to be coming around. He's going to smudge. If you've never smudged before, it's just to bring that smoke onto you. You can do it without it, or you can do it.
Miigwech. Okay, my name's Rick, but my real name's Grey Wolf. I'm Wolf Clan. I have an eagle feather here. I'm going to hold it in my left hand. Closest going antenna towards the creator. Okay, I'm going to do the smudge first, which I normally don't do, but I've been doing it in my own way, so that people know why we do a smudge. And that way when I go around. Now when I go under the woman's foot, left and right, it's to honor the woman as the creator. You are the creator, so if you are on your moon time or your period, you can say pass. And it's just because you'll take the power away from the bull, and you are the god, just so you know, or the creator. So you can just say pass, and if you feel you still need a smudge, you can take me on the side, and I'll take you on your own little journey and do a smudge with you separately. Okay? Miigwech, and I'll tell you why. And then as a joke, I say I smudge my back to get the bad spirit off my back, but it's not a joke, to get them bad spirits off my back. And then
Miigwech. Now we're gonna have stand over here. Jimmy, he's an elder in our community for many years. Yeah, go around. Yeah. And a respected person in our community that has been doing these kind of actions for many years before many of us have even been alive. He's really, really old. I'm just kidding. No, just kidding. No, Jimmy's somebody that I have a lot of respect for, and he's also famous too. You see him in that TD commercial too, okay? So you know he knows what he's talking about there. But I'm going to hand it off the mic to Jimmy.
Everyone, thank you. I'm going to say this prayer in my language, the Cree language, Muskego Cree. Just bear with me, but listen, it almost sounds like Ojibwe, you know, Nishnawbe Moen. But it's a little straight to the point. Hey, just joke one. Oh no, Tawinan, Gishimantu, you know, but Katulani na skumadana na skagiska, you know, de mamuitia. Umaga dujiga de Oma, the Mr. International Overdose Awareness Day, Gashinkade, you know. Kiskisi doya, Kanigagi, Wantajigo Pomatsu, no. Maganeste, Mukhadago Jigo Deo, George himself, Nabemo, Kao Yotaya Miswe. So you walk a Magano, do de Magmiswe. Magan Menan, then he spin it this way, and you got Jagan de Gichigi Jago, you know, Magagi Naga Chigan de Itajig, you know, Segi Melobal Jig, Ministry Law, and there, and when I stood to the mark and Magaji, Dr. Jigmiswe, the guy Dashia, you know, Veggie, Bedon, Nestomot, the way you gun, Shikadek, you know, Nakamonano, Magamasik. Toxic and no toxic. They could tell he's scared and the way he gun at the Nakamoji, Cabbage, image, next wheel, or you know, and then won't be bad, Jacomaka, wait him down and also the weak scene on. Magnas to Ignis, the Motor, the Gani, Gansi, Ignis, we me go to me dog, Mistake him over, Mistake Gangi, he do the kick him in all, Shika Shinka, and the Maga, one of the Boxel Moyana, Nakichinan, which in me, what?
It's beautiful to start off things with our language and prayers, showing somebody that's keeping that language alive. So important, because that means we're alive. That's so important with all things going on. And we have the drum that keeps us alive, that heartbeat. You know how that's important for us to do that. Before we talk about things and go into things, we're going to have a grand entry of the dancers calling in here of those spirits to be here with us and celebrate and honor and mourn and all those things you have to do. There's no wrong way to think here, to be here. Take pictures if you like. We actually encourage that. Film here, video. You know, people need to see this. People need to know that we are losing so many people, but there's so many people that care too. And so that's a very important thing for us to do that. So we're going to have the grand entry start now, and the dancers will come out in their different styles and dance in a circle here and show off their different styles and meanings, what they are, and later on we'll explain more about that. Megach. Oh my gosh, dancers. Come out here and take a little break. As I said, we have like protocols that we do when we start here. We do the things like that we were taught and looked upon, and myself, my main teacher has always been my mother, Pauline Shirt, and there was somebody that has taught me how to live my life, how to try to conduct my life in the best way I can. And I've not always done that. I've failed at it sometimes, but I've always tried to get back to that way of living, to be in a positive manner, a loving manner. And that's how my mother did that, was through love. Many of you know her. She's a person of love and caring. And that's the thing that we have. So that mother being is that gives that life to us, that mother of the earth, and on the connections we have. So my good friend who does a lot of good work in the community that goes around helping people since I've known them. Lately I've only seen them on Zoom with a little baby crawling around them. They're newborn, actually 2 years. It was just amazing with that, because with COVID you don't see people and how people have changed, right? And so I'm going to ask Allison to come up and say a few words.
Miigwech les. Ani bonjour, nimki megumkwe makwa mijikedo dem. My name is Allison. My spirit names are Thunder Wolf Woman and Woman of the Heart. I'm Bear and Turtle Clan, Mohawk and Ojibwe, and I take after both, just because. So thank you so much for coming today, and for asking me to speak. I work with OHAS, the Ontario Aboriginal HIV and AIDS Strategy. I'm off on cultural leave this week, and overdose awareness, but overdose itself is near and dear to my heart, as many of us have experienced losing people, and we don't have to, right? And that's the sad part, and why we're honoring those today that we have lost, because it was preventable. And we're always trying to break down the systematic policies and procedures that are put in place to actually, not just with the Indigenous population, but people in general, to bring them down and get rid of us. And so I know when we walk with each other today, we're not walking alone. Everybody has felt the pain of losing somebody. And so we're all here to support each other, honor each other for those that have passed, but also those that are still here doing the great work and making those changes. So I'm very honored that I've been able to do this work for so many years, to meet lovely people like Les and the dancers and the circle of friends and family here today. My little one isn't so little, he's 2, he's huge. He's half my size, and you'll see him next year, because he still naps now, because he's only 2, thank God. And but you'll see him next year, so watch out. But his spirit name is Walking Bear, but I've never seen him walk. I've just seen him run. So we'll see when he gets to grow into his name. I'm hoping soon. But thank you, Chimigwech Naogoa, for being here today. And if you need somebody to talk to, you're not alone. We are here for you. Yeah, we're here to celebrate. Chimigwech.
Oh, Miigwech, Allison. We have many people in the community, they're such wonderful people and caring people. Angie here is giving nice freezies to the kids here, and I think that's awesome. Taking care of each other. Yeah. And I just want to give thanks to the people in the parks that were allowed to come here and be on your land right now, and we pay respects to that. That this is your parks, and we're here to support and help whatever we can for that, whatever that may be. This land has always been a thing that has been a struggle for people on across the world, but in North America, it's been something that has plagued us through since European contact, that we've been trying to be annihilated, tried to wipe out, but we survive every pandemic. We always come back and the stronger and stronger we're getting. And I love that, to see that, to see young people here. All these people at the drum here, I've known those guys since they're little kids, and just hanging around Native Center and all that. Now they're carrying up that job there, and all of us have different jobs, change in life and what it is. Jimmy there has taught so many of the young males in the city how to drum across our land. There's so many people that have been learned from Jimmy over the years, and going to the protests when Leonard Peltier, who's been incarcerated, has been doing things to bring awareness to the injustice that our people have served. So with that, we're going to have the grass dancers. They're going to come out and they're going to pat down the grass. And why that is just to clear that trail that we have, that we need. And if you look at their outfits, they're different and similar. Is that they both have fringe on their outfit, and what that represents is that grass. That grass sways around on Mother Earth, different directions, but they're all the same. The blade grass is the same. That's a teaching for us. You all have different paths, but we're all the same, and that's a thing to understand. That nobody has this right to be in charge or to have the power over anybody. It's a humility that this dance brings to us, that we're here in a good way with this dance. I got you. Like I said, we've been coming here past couple shorter years here to do these circles, and I got to meet many great people here and be a part of many great things. Just over here by those trees there, we took a painting over there, and we were very fortunate about that. There was a group at one time coming here all the time called ESN, an Encampment Support Network, and they were coming in here, helping out the different parks across the city. And they came and asked myself and Zoe for yay for Zoe, for help on what to do and how to do it in a proper way, how to greet people here in a proper way, and what to do. And we both were working at South Riverdale at the time, so we made a video for them, so for them to be a part of that, they got to be part of ESN. And then during that time, we got to meet these people, and these are people that were doing this out just the kindness of our heart, because they're mostly musicians and they didn't have the place to play their music. They had to share that thing, share that love they have. So they brought that love somewhere else. They brought that love to these parks. A lot of them learned and made mistakes, but they did a lot of great things, and two of the people here were in that painting. Jeff Burke, that's taking pictures in the back there, and Simone in the that's waving there, a real small wave. Because it was so important for Ken Monkman painted this painting of me, but I said, well, it can't be just me. It had to be the other people that are in the community, and then AK and AK and who's Little Man. Sorry, how could I forget that? They're in the painting, and the painting now is going to be shown at South Riverdale, hanging in there. And so with all that stuff, these things are being allowed to be done, are being assisted being done through our work, and I'm really happy with that. And with that, I have a person that's going to be talking that signs my paycheck, so they're going to talk right now. Where is he? Feel free to cheer and wave, make a wave going for him too.
Thanks, Les, I think. Hi, it's good to be here. My name is Jason, and yes, I'm the executive director at South Riverdale Community Health Center, where Les works. And thanks, Les, for inviting me always to say some things. Not knowing what's been said, I just came from South Riverdale, where there's a memorial circle happening down the road at Queen Street, and this beautiful space happening here. And I noticed that today there's probably more community events happening, recognizing today as a day of memorial and a day of action about overdose. More things happening in this city than I've ever seen happen on this day, ever. And that both gives me hope and incredible grief, because it's the reason so much is happening is that things have gotten so horrible. I think for many of us who've been doing this work for a long time, actually almost like I say this but almost unimaginably horrible. Down by the health center, we have a memorial, a copper flame that the community built together over a period of a couple of years, a drug users memorial. And at the time, next year it'll be 10 years that memorial is there. And at the time when the community came together to build that memorial, there was no permanent memorial to people who had died because of the war on people who use drugs. And it was felt like we need this space. We need this space of a place to grieve, a place to remember, but also a place to be a spark for action. That every single death of somebody from an overdose in the community is a crime. It's a policy crime, it's a war crime against people who use drugs. And I don't know if any of you guys here, I know some of you knew Rafi Balian, who started the program at South Riverdale 25 years ago next year. And I was thinking a lot about, actually this time of year I think about Rafi a lot, this time of year and in February. And this time of year I think about Rafi because he'd be actually busy in the kitchen making food to feed us all at these events. And I miss his hummus and I miss his tabbouleh. So I think about that. But I also think about the fact that 5 years ago when Rafi died, when we were in Vancouver in 2017, of an accidental overdose, he died because of this war on people. And he wanted every death to be politicized. He would say, these are war crimes, and we need to talk about them that way. And people would say, that's inflammatory. You're gonna drive people away from the movement. Oh well, but that's what it is. These are crimes. These are preventable crimes, and the perpetrators of these crimes are the policymakers who refuse to change them, the treatment industry that refuses to make way for progress, the folks who actually resist this stuff because it lines their pockets, because of greed, but also because of the things that Les was talking about. This is the part of the legacy of colonization, of a drug war that is deeply racist, that is deeply disconnected from the people and the land. And and this is a time not just to remember but to act. So our friends who are not with us, we honor their memories, we honor their gifts, we let them be here in our hearts and our spirit, but we have to allow their memories to be the thing that drives us to act with greater courage and greater strength than we've ever acted before. People are starting to wake up to the fact that it does not have to be this way, but there's lots of resistance. So these moments of coming together to remember the people we love that aren't with us need to also inspire us to keep going, to keep acting, that their energy fills us, fills our hearts and fills our words and fills us with intent to actually not let this continue. Personally, I feel like many of you, I've lost count. And today, as I was looking at photos of people just who have passed in this last period of time, I'm overwhelmed by how hard it is to keep taking that in and to keep my spirit up in the work. But being in these spaces actually is part of what keeps it, like, helps us. We do need to lift each other up to keep going. And I'm so grateful for people like Les, people here at I See You All, who do this every day, lift each other up to keep going and to create the change that we all deserve and that the community deserves so desperately. So Les, thank you, and thank you for giving me time for some words. And oh, Wanda's here. Hi, Wanda. No, it's good. I think Wanda next. No. I mean, Les will let us know what's happening next. Okay, thank you, Les.
Thank you, Jason. Wanda is actually looking for a lighter. Anyone got a lighter? Jimmy's got a lighter for you there. So our next dance here is the Fancy Shawl dance. We ask them to come out here. I could stay out there for 1 second. I just wanted to introduce these two people here, Nicole and Nazarene, coming to these parks and dancing courses. And my sister's going to come up here and talk for a minute. She thinks she's not, but my sister Cody Harper, she's been dancing as Fancy Shawl for many years. She was a little girl, and she's going to talk about the Fancy Shawl. Then we're going to do 5 more songs with Nicole dancing, because Nicole has an appointment she thinks she has to get to, so we're not going to let her go. She can't leave.
Thanks, Les. So the style of dance that you're seeing is called the Woman's Fancy Shawl, and it's actually quite new, one of the newer styles of dance that evolved from the men's fancy feather dance. And it actually was part of the Buffalo Cody's show that happened. How long ago would you say that Buffalo Cody show was? You would know. But it was a way of us to celebrate because we couldn't. And so this was a way of a collaboration of us being able to perform. And so the women's fancy shawl actually came because the women wanted to, I guess, wanted to show how much they were empowered, how fast and powerful that they could be as well. And so they actually made it possible to create this shawl and show their steps. And not only was it just the representation of the fierce way of footwork and the passion, but it was also to reflect on a lot of the beings that we have, because here as Native people we represent and respect everything, all walks of life. So as you'll see, the dancers, when they move, they're very light on their feet, and that's also to show respect in honor of the butterfly and how fast and delicate they are. And also each dancer has a way to tell their story in their style of dance. So even though that these are two fancy shawl dancers, they are very different because everyone is different, and that's also very honored in our culture, is that we all carry our own stories and we share them, either the way we speak or the way we dance. And so the way these dancers move is they are sharing their story, a storytelling dance, which is also how the men's traditional dance started, was through storytelling. So Nicole and Nazarene are going to do some more dancing for you. A crow hop, which is a very, very fun dance.
Come back! Come back! I'll tell him.
So that was the crow hop. And just before I pass the mic back over to my brother Les, who's going to tell us a very long, beautiful story. Again, my name is Cody Harper, and I just like to say I really appreciate being here, sharing this space with you today. Today is a very important day, and I'm really honored to be able to be here and celebrate this day. And my program that I'm with is actually called Here to Help, which is H2H. And it's a crisis, I work with a crisis intervention team, and we have areas of Moss Park and Allen Gardens and Church and Wellesley. And I'm here with my co-workers. We're actually on duty, but this is also a part of our time spent to be here with you, because not only are we witnessing and being a part of this gathering, but we're also, it's also healing for us too. So again, we're here to help, and I have some little things that I can leave. They're like little flashlights and pens, pass along if you're ever hear of anyone that needs anything. So we have a crisis intervention worker, we have a harm reduction worker, peer support. I think that's, and our nurse. We have an on-site nurse with us all the time. So again, thank you so much, and please enjoy the rest of the day.
Miigwech Cody. It's always a great honor to work with family on things like this, and because it's hard dealing with these things. We've lost siblings, and gone through that pain and suffering together, and we need that help with each other, and so that's really important. We had a project that we started not too long ago south of Riverdale, and it was to have the community members participate in circles that were here. They'd come and they would dance. Myself and Amanda, that's sitting over there, shaking their head no, like they weren't there, but they were. So they put their hand up. And so that was a difficult thing to do because it hasn't been really done yet, eh? And but it was a beautiful thing. It actually wasn't that hard, actually, because there was so much caring and love of people doing it. And we brought in Wanda Whitebird, an elder that's been involved with harm reduction things, and we've been having them guide our way and help us and support us, and when we mess up on things and do things, because we do that all the time, and they're there with such a kind heart to come. Wanda stays at home most of the time, but she comes to support the community when the community calls for her. And it's very difficult for her to do that. And I always show great honor and respect as much as I can. It's my sister there. Her late husband was my best friend that we lost. And I always have so much love for them when they come out here and learn so much from them. And we're going to have Wanda speak right now.
Thanks for the great introduction, Les. And no, you can't move in. Oh, bonjour. Nani mera nango pena distant cause makwaru dem. My name is Dancing Star. I come from the Bear Clan. I'm a member of the Mi'kmaq First Nation, and the territory I come from is a little place called Button Deck, which is about 19 miles outside of Indigenous in the Mi'kmaq territory. But I live and work now here in the territories of the Mississaugas of New Credit, the Haudenosaunee, the Wendat, and the Anishinaabe. And I know for many of us who are the 60 Scoop and come from other nations, Cree Nation, Saulteaux Nation, we call Toronto home. I'm really happy to be here today to pray.
We're glad you're here too.
I call on our ancestors, Creator, relatives. I give thanks for you for today and for another breath of life. And I give thanks to you, Creator, for the people who have joined me in this place. And we're actually looking at each other like, holy COVID. This is the first time in a while. I ask you to surround us. Come, hear our songs. Watch us dance. Let us be here today together. And I need to tell you that when we first started this movement, there were 2 or 3 of us here. And so I really do give thanks to the Creator for bringing you all out here today to acknowledge that we have a crisis amongst our loved ones. Those special people we may not have known, or the special people that we've already met. It's overdose prevention. I never get it right. Overdose prevention, I don't know. International Overdose Prevention Day. Oh, well, okay. Awareness Day. I want to think of all of those individuals who've walked through this park. Even long before the buildings were here. People walked the shores of Lake Ontario here. Some of your ancestors. Some of ours. And then throughout the years, we as Indigenous people have made a space for us in Toronto. We're not alone. We should never turn anyone away. Never turn our backs on anyone. And that's my prayer for today, Creator and ancestors, is let's not leave anybody behind. And I had the most utmost pleasure to be a part of the Northern Feather Dance Troupe coming alive. And I was so happy because it's a harm reduction model and program and way of life. Where we came together in love and the women came out to dance. And that's all that matters. That today's that day that we think of those who are struggling to put their mind at ease from the torture, from the horrible things that have happened to us long before we all got here, and continues to happen to us. Give us the courage, fill our hearts with love, respect, and I think of, I was going to say a prayer for Dawn Walker, who's just now back from Oregon in the United States, where she was arrested for using a false ID or something. But she's home now in Canada, and people are championing her cause because domestic violence hurts everybody. And she fled a violent situation to keep her son safe. And then society does all this to her. So she's standing up with the truth, and we should stand up with the truth too. Let's think of her and her family. And I'm sure that there are many names that we could say today that they live amongst the clouds right now. But if that's where all our relatives are that grieving in our hearts, that we miss them so much and want a day, sometimes two. Come on down and dance with us. Come on down and sing with us. Come on down and be a part of today, even if we don't know your name. But if you do know the name, don't be ashamed to say it out loud. And so most importantly, I do want to thank the women who had the courage to come to the program or just come out every week. I don't want to call it a program and a project, you know. But they came out and created together. And they were so excited. I've never heard someone scream so loud when she picked the material for her shawl. And so today we sit in a circle, so there's nobody above or below, no one before or after, and everyone is equal. And we always pray for the person next to us, because then we get way many more prayers than we do if we pray for ourselves as we go around the circle. And so today's not about being sad, it's about memories that might make us feel a little sad. But today we're going to dance for our relatives and feel a little. You know, I lost my son 2 years ago. And when I went home to do his 1-year feast, and I got that all done, and I went back to the Halifax, and I said, oh my God, I think I got room for happy. And I realized that inside of me, no matter how sad I am about that, I have room for happy. And so let's make today that time where we have room for just a little bit of happy, and just a little bit of love. Miigwech, Nikanagana, all my relations, Tahoe.
Miigwech, Wanda, I really appreciate Wanda being here and bringing that great spirit with us here. Talking about the program there that we begun, and hopefully it's going to continue into further on to other places, because we filmed it and we got we're going to be putting it out there so other people can see it and what they could do, and maybe see how they could be put part there. Right now we only have one of our dancers right now with us that was in the program, but what a great dancer they are. And do you want to go over here? So they're going to come out and they're going to dance, and they're a wonderful dancer. I'm so proud of them. Somebody that I look up to, where I work at South Riverdale. I first met them at then it was called the OPS, but the CTS now, and the South Riverdale and the community here, and they've always been supportive of their native culture and love for it and respect, and very thankful for that. And they came out right away, just wanted to be a part of this, and it's such a great thing. I like, to my knowledge, this is the first time anything's been done like this in North America. If there has, great, more the merrier. It has to happen more, and we'll have. Hey, Mel, just put your stuff here. Okay. So Mel's going to come out, and her dancers are going to support her dance, and no. They're going to come out and dance with them. And if you feel free to come and dance with her too, come out and dance. It's there's no wrong way to dance. It's a time for us to have that love for each other and care for each other. And, we're really fortunate for this. Miigwech. Good. You good? Thank you, Al.
Good boy.
Did we go through the dancers for days in there? We're
We
going to
did.
do a song. Sorry, before that, I'm gonna ask if anybody would like to say something, they can come up and talk on the mic. Have anything to say? About anything you'd like. You think there'd be one person, right?
Hello. How? It's loud. Hello, Ani, bonjour. My name is Heather. Spirit name's Listening Red Hummingbird Woman, Shining Hawk. I am grateful and glad to be here today. I hate the fact that people overdose. It shouldn't happen, but it does. And I am so glad to be here just to be with people that can relate to what is happening in this world in Toronto on reserves. This is all reservation to me. Anyways, it's healing. It's helpful. I'm beside myself. I've lost my husband, my daughter, and my son to drugs, overdoses, to so-called overdoses, to look like overdoses. The government just governs themselves here. And there is unity in community and coming here and just awareness. It's grateful. I'm very grateful for this. I'm lost for words now. Miigwech. Thank you for all. Thank you.
Thank you. So with that, oh, we got one.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Just wanted to share, I'm part of the, my son too. My third oldest son, Joe, overdosed over a year ago. I never really thought that would ever happen, but it did. It's really hard to accept that yet, today. But all these feelings, emotions we have, no matter how busy you get, in my mind he pops up. It's really hard. Tough on all my family and our children like that, daughters, grandchildren. It's been really tough, he was like our golden child, Never did too much wrong with anybody. He was always a good person, But also his friends, his bros, as he says. And this is how this came about, hanging out with his friends, as he says. Gave him these drugs. He's not really a heavy drug user either, Like his weed, The boys wanted to go drink and take drugs, and they ended up giving them crack, cocaine. And that's what killed him. It's hard to believe. We tried to revive him, we couldn't do it, And I still remember that moment, Me and my son, his his younger brother were trying to revive him. Couldn't do it, you know. It was really one of the most terrible experiences I ever had, you know. And we couldn't really do nothing, you know. Total helpless. But still, you know, he'd be our golden child forever, you know. I still talk to him once in a while, you know, would you believe? Think about him, I talk to him. Still grieving through all that, you know. Maybe one day we'll figure it out, you know, but I wanted to say that, you know, like it's a terrible thing to experience. Just want to share that with you. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, Jimmy, powerful words from, you know, as all of us have been affected. I always think about Joe, Jimmy's son. I was very fortunate to get to know him. One thing that I know about him, he's talking about the golden child, is that one person, my father, has passed on too, of Vern Harper, and he always talked about Joe. He said he always reminded of him when he was younger, and he always enjoyed, because Joe would always come, pay respect to my dad, and sit with him. And they would really not talk about that much, but they would hang out, and my dad would always talk about that. So it was always a beautiful memory. So with that, we're going to ask you guys, everybody, to be well, be safe. Tonight at 6:30, Moss Park. Allen Gardens. Don't come back here at 6:30. There's going to be a candlelight vigil there. There'll be food. Bree was just here to tell us, and they had to go get things ready and set up. A lot of preparation to these things, and hopefully we have the chance, all of us, to make it over there, show that solidarity that we have for the community, out of all the people that we lost, because every one of us has lost somebody. I remember years ago going into schools and universities to talk to people, and people wouldn't know somebody that died of an overdose. That doesn't happen now. Pretty much every person in a classroom knows somebody that has died of an overdose. Every single person knows somebody. When we first started these circles, it was like that too. Many people know. But now everybody knows somebody. And so we know how hard it is and how we need each other to be there for each other. And that's why we have this drum here for us to sing that in honor of the people that have passed, and in honor of the people that are with us, that we love them and care for them. And we have all that in our lives here. So I want to say Chime Gwach, and this will be our traveling song here. We're going to hold off on that for 1 second, guys. We're very fortunate. We'll be doing, we have another dancer that has come, and we want to show the honor and respect for them. And so happy about that. Takes that, I always say that it takes that job to walk through that doorway, or not walk through that doorway. And it's great that they did. They came here. And we're going to, have that great song, great spirit of that. So with that, we're going to have the sneak up before that, because I forgot to do that dance. So Dan, Mike, and Dave are going to do a sneak up. Yeah. have our one of our other people, the dance troupe. They showed up. Here, Juliash gonna come out to the center here with Mel Brown. Very fortunate to have these people in our community, and very lucky to call them my friends. And it's something that they've been contributing to the community so much. So we're gonna have the other dancers come out and support him on this. This is gonna be that song that we pray and give thanks for all our loved ones and all who we care about to have the safety travels into our next place that we need to go. Oh my gosh. Oh. This time all the other dancers will come out, and if you like to dance, please come out and support them. God bless everybody. Have a good day.
Please do not forget to like, comment, and share to our channel. Follow us on all our social media platforms. And for more information, please check out our website.